I'm glad to just every moment that I'm involved with Ray, I just feel grateful. Because I know what we have here. I know what we're doing. I understand the power that we have with this company. And so I just want to encourage each and every one of you that are getting on this call to really go for it. You know, this is a millionaire mentorship call. This call is an advanced call. It's made for those who want financial independence, and not just financial independence. They want to be a millionaire in Reign International. So there's nothing wrong with you having those aspirations, having those hopes, having those dreams. All we got to do is just back this thing up with just getting the results in order to make that dream come true. So I want to let you know that it is possible. You can do anything. There's nothing that a human being can't do, especially living in a free country. It all comes down to desire and will. And so tonight, really what I want to focus on, and I think it's important to drive this home for you, is that you got to have a ton of fun on the journey. So I've been really intense, you know, as far as detailed information about what you need to be doing, some step-by-step things to get you to financial freedom, to get you to millionaire status. And I think in that grind, and I think in that hustle, and in that sacrifice that is required. See, those things are required in order to become financially independent and to become a millionaire. I think that one thing that gets lost a lot of times is that, you know what, it's a ton of fun. The journey is a ton of fun. And you got to embrace that. You know, you got to relish in that. That's something that you got to actually get great at doing and great at memorizing. Like, you got to really put that in your spirit, memorize it, and make it a part of you and say, look, I'm going to have fun on this journey. And I'm not going to let anybody steal my joy. I'm not going to let anybody steal, you know, my experience. And I'm going to tell you why that's so important and why I really wanted to focus in on that this evening on this Millionaire Mentorship call. Because my mentor, who had made $600 million in 10 years in this industry. You hear what I said? $600 million in 10 years in this industry. My mentor, we sat down one time, and we got a chance to ask him, what would he have done different along the journey? Is there anything that he could change? If he had to change just one thing, we know that there would probably be different things or multiple things that a person would focus on. But we said if there was just one thing that you could go back and change out of every single thing that you've been able to do and what you've been able to accomplish and all the things that you've been through, what would be that one thing? And he said something I will never forget. It resides in my spirit every day and along the journey as I was on my way to learning how to become a multi-million-dollar producer in this industry, to go out there and build a sales team that's done billions of dollars. I tell you what, I've got this thing down now, Pat, and I want you to get it down, Pat, too. He said, I would have enjoyed the hell more. Man, that just struck home so deep. He said, I would have enjoyed the hell more. I said, well, what do you mean by that? You know, that would be the next thing. You mean enjoy the hell? Who would enjoy going through hell? You know? And he says, you got to pay your price anyway. You know, there's a required price you have to pay. You have to pay your sacrifices. You have to go above and beyond. You got to do things that everybody else won't do. He says, yes. And those things are tough. And those things push you. He says, but that has to be done no matter what. So if that has to be done, why not just enjoy the experience of it? He goes, because now, looking back, I tell the stories of all the things that have happened, and people are so entertained, and people are so enthralled with my story and my journey that I wish I would have just enjoyed it more. And that really struck home with me. That really hit me. To just have enjoyed it more. And I think that that's the thing that I want to hammer home on this Millionaire Mentorship call tonight. Enjoy this journey. If you're here on this call and your mission is to become a multi-million-dollar producer and then to become a million-dollar earner, become one of our million-dollar ring earners, if that's your mission, then go ahead and enjoy that journey. Go ahead and embrace it. Go ahead and count the cost. Know what you have to do. Go do what it takes. And let me tell you something. Know that your story is going to help a lot of other people. So every inch and every yard and every meter and every kilometer and every mile that you have to go through to get to where you want to get to, know that those pushes are building a story that is going to pave a path for other people to come through. And when you tell your story, once you make it, and those of you that are on this phone, listen to me now, and those that are listening to the recording, you know who you are that has your mind made up that you're going to make it. You know, there's several people listening to my voice now. They have their minds made up, or during the process of listening to these calls, or even maybe right now are going, you know what? I've got my mind made up. I'm going to do it, no matter what. Now, what will expedite your journey there is how fast you learn to enjoy paying the price more. That you really can sit down and have a great laugh when you get pushed at every turn at times. You're going to get pushed. If you're going there, you're going to get pushed. You're going to get challenged. But what about looking the challenge in the face and looking the hard times in the face and laughing at those times and going, you know what, I'm just going to figure out how to enjoy this process. I literally believe that success gives in to a person quicker, that develops that mentality, that mindset, that puts that type of philosophy into their memory, and it becomes an unconscious, competent thing, to where you just do it naturally. Yeah, I know it's tough when you got that thing that comes up that you didn't expect. You're like, ha! But rather than give in to the complaining, rather than give in to the feeling down, rather than give in to the tears, give in to the joy. Enjoy the moments. Because I'm going to promise you something. And I know that many of you need to hear these calls. You need this information. You need somebody that's been there and done that. I know how important my role is with this company. You need somebody that's been through that stuff. No matter what. You're not going to feel 1 inch of that pain once you make it. I promise you that with all of my being. That once you make it, all the sacrifice and struggles and tough stuff that you had to go through, which most of it has to deal with specifically conquering yourself, all of that stuff you had to do to become who you need to become in order to deserve being a millionaire. You're not going to feel that pain. You're not. So a lot of people get around me now and they're like, man, you act so confident and well, you carry yourself, this and that. That's because I don't feel that pain no more. I haven't felt it for years. But a couple years, man, since I've really had to feel the stings. But more than a couple. Let me make sure I get this right. Because you're going to, even once you make it, you're going to go through stuff that will sting you, but it's a different sting than being a financial struggle sting. You got your financial struggle stings, and then you got different things that happen in your life that's outside of finances, those things. Well, that's just life in general. What I want to get rid of in your life is that financial sting. I want to get rid of that feeling. I want to eliminate. I want it out of it. I want it out of your life faster than you can imagine. But this is the one thing I know: as fast as I want it out, and as fast as you want it out, we cannot avoid you having to go ahead and pay that price to do those things that are deserving of you becoming a millionaire in this industry. See? That's something that you just have to earn. Nobody is going to hand you millionaire status in network marketing. It's not happening. This industry literally is a self-made industry. You have to become a self-made. Meaning you have to structure yourself and get yourself disciplined enough to where you can literally force life to come through with whatever you ask. And that's what the book Think and Grow Rich teaches. It says you get the master key, which is the privilege of forcing life to give you whatever you ask. You're able to get the master key once you conquer yourself. So that struggle and that fight is all about you conquering yourself and bringing yourself into self-control and bringing yourself into discipline. So you got to enjoy that. You got to have some fun with this thing. You got to laugh. And you know what I loved about what we went through at our rain day? I mean, you know what? We went through some intense training. If anybody was there, if you weren't there, you asked them, they'll tell you that was some intense, powerful, in-depth training. And it got down into some people's soul and spirit. And there's people that are telling me even today that they still haven't been able to sleep because that training was so powerful. Listen to me. That training was powerful. This time is powerful. And because this time is so powerful, everything that we do on a daily basis is going to be done with power. And while we're doing it with power, we're going to do it with excitement and joy. And what I felt in that room was a ton of power and a ton of joy. You notice how when we all get together, it's like a celebration almost. All of us in the room, we're all bonded, have one accord, you know. Pretty much everybody is on the same accord. That you're amongst people that have said I do to the industry, and said I do to Ray. And there's something about being around people that have made that common commitment. It's awesome. What happens when you go home? And you're not in a single room with a large group of people who are cheering each other on, and you got to be there and go dealing with people to get them on board. Well, all this thing is about is attracting other people. And let me tell you, what attracts people the most is happiness and positivity and great energy. So you got to get that in your being. You can't fake that, man. I'm telling you that people can smell that stuff. They can smell fake from a million miles away. It has to be authentic. So you got to teach yourself how to consider all the tough trials and tribulations that you go through. You got to go ahead and you got to consider those things as joyful occasions, joyful events. These are things that have been taught for the years. There's writings about this, about what being joyful will do in the times of your trials and your struggles. Being joyful will actually perfect your faith, which is required in order for you to become successful. Because you have to believe you can be something before it happens. So that's the beautiful part. You got to literally believe it. And if you have more joy through your trials, through your struggles, through your growing pains, then you will get there faster because your faith will develop faster. And that means you will have an incredible amount of belief, what I call no doubt. Now, you get that? Is that resonating with you right now on this call? Do you see it? Is it making sense? Is it hitting home with you? Have some of you been having some challenges with that? And I know that if we were having a real conversation, we were in a room full of people, a lot of folks would probably raise their hand. Yeah, you know what? It is tough to be able to smile when things get hard. You know, there's a lot of people that just getting started in the business and saying, look, I'm that third type of person that wants financial freedom. And I need to learn about what I need to do. And there's a lot of people on this phone that might have been like me when I started in the business. Didn't have a lot of resources, meaning didn't have a lot of money, might be struggling financially. It might be tough all of a sudden. You got rent, or you got car payments, or you got mortgage payments or insurance payments coming up, right? And you need to pay them. But the money is not there right now. And you're trying to figure out how to pull this thing together and how to talk to this person and get this person to work with you. I've been through all that stuff. I know what that feels like. But you're going to have to smile through that. You're going to have some laughter. You can even have some laughter with the people you owe money to. Say, man, I tell you what, I know when I got to get to you, but let me tell you, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done in the fastest way possible. And you know what? I just want to let you know that I appreciate you, being a part of my journey. Share that with people, because even your bill collector is a part of your journey. It's going to be part of your story, part of your makeup, how you deal with those people, how you deal with people you owe. You gotta have a good attitude, because you're the one that got it from them. So you should know that they expect to get it back, and that you can't have an attitude with them in getting it back to them, because they gave it to you. This is a beautiful thing. Now, we got to have joy through the trials. We got to have fun. We got to turn the fun-o-meter up to a whole new level. The things that we're doing now, we're elevating everything. We're elevating our expectations. We're elevating our work ethic. We're elevating every area of our life. And we're going to elevate our fun meter. We're going to have more fun. We're going to laugh more. We're going to smile more. We're going to have more fun than any company in this entire industry. We're going to have a blast on this journey. We're going to celebrate all the way. That's why any victory is a great victory. Celebrate it. When somebody has a Rain Partner team and they get their product for free, celebrate it. Celebrate it all the way through. Enjoy as much as possible. That is a multi-million-dollar tip for you. I bet you didn't expect that tip tonight. Most people don't train on that. But you got to have joy through the journey. And those of you that can master that the quickest are going to get there quicker. You got to believe that. Now, there's a very, very, very specific technique that you must master to be a multi-million-dollar producer and become a million-dollar earner in network marketing, specifically in Rain International. A very specific technique. It's called you have to ask for money. One of your most critical growth stages that you have to go through. And you got to do it with joy. That's why I led and I pounded home. Joy so deep and having fun so deep, because I knew I had to get to this part. And I want you to approach this part with a joyful and a happy and an excited attitude. Because the number one thing I found that people struggle with the most in network marketing, this is over 20 years of experience, they struggle with asking people for money, for consistently asking people for money. Nothing's going to happen significant for you or down in your team unless you start asking for money more. And you get your team asking for money more. you develop a happy conscience about it too, that it's a good thing. You know, so many people get feeling guilty over asking somebody for money because you're trying to go in their world and you're trying to judge their situation. And really, if you haven't reached financial independence, you can't judge it properly. Because in order for a person to get better, they got to make some changes. And if they've been doing what most people are doing, is working a job 9 to 5, they're on a 40-year track. And most of them, 97%, they're on a 40-year or more track to financial ruin. They're going to struggle financially. Look at all the baby boomers that are coming out, reaching retirement. Many of them have their pensions wiped out. They're having to live on Social Security. Now stop and ask yourself, how many people do you know that are living an incredible lifestyle on Social Security? And when's the last time you heard a multimillionaire that is of retirement age talk about their Social Security check? You ever stopped and thought about that? Have you ever heard any multimillionaires that are 62 years or older say, you know what? I just got my Social Security check. Or even mention to you that they're on Social Security. I don't know any 62-year-old plus or older people that are multimillionaires or millionaires that ever talk about a Social Security check. I don't know any of them that do. It might be something that comes in that kind of goes maybe towards some gas money or something, but they don't talk about it. I tell you. You know why? Because that's not the way to financial freedom. That's not the trophy to go after. And if you don't get this mentality that if you don't get people in this business, what is their true chance of success? If you don't get that mentality, it's going to be tough for you to make it. So you've got to develop this tonight. And you got to do it with a happy heart. You got to be like, whoa, this is awesome, man. I get to help set people free, which means I'm going to have to do a little surgery. I got to do a little extracting, right? So what's the surgery? Well, we got to do some mental surgery. Most people are not thinking right. And we got to do some surgery to repair their thinking. And one of the most important things to get them on that road is ask them for money. Where do you see yourself getting started? A, B, C, or D. Give them some clear options. The options I like is A, you want a basic pack. That's one box. We can get you one box of soul, right? B, we can get you 3 products. We can get you 1 soul, 1 core, 1 form. C, so that's A and B. C, we can get you a bronze pack, which is 11 products. It's a combination of all 3, but you get more of it. Or D, we can get you 19 products, which is a combination of all products. And depending on what area you're at in the world, you might not have all 3, but understand it's going around that same line, A, B, C, D. So we can get you here at around 120, right? We can get you in at 225. Plus your shipping and handling. We can get you in here at $760 plus shipping, handling, taxes. We can get you in here at $12.99 plus shipping, handling, taxes. So those prices might be adjusted a little bit depending on the area you're in, right? But A, B, C, or D. Where do you see yourself getting started? Now, if you want financial freedom in network marketing, you got to be asking 4 people a day, minimum, 5 days a week, those questions. Where do you see yourself getting started? A, B, C, or D? This is 20 plus years of experience. I've been doing this over and over and over and over. And I've always been either the top or one of the top producers in the company. And the reason is because I always ask people for money. And I teach my teams, get over any guilt about asking people for money or making money. We don't have any guilty conscience with the people I work closely with regarding the issue of money, whether it's asking for money or receiving money, right? In our own personal accounts, we don't have any issues with this because we're going to bring our best to the table. And we have already concluded that what we're asking for is more valuable than what you're giving us. So what we're asking you to give, we got something more valuable. So if we're asking you for $1,299, guess what? We got something that's worth at least 30% more than that at the suggested retail price. Right? So if you give us $1,299, if we go sell it at the suggested retail price, that's all we did. We didn't recruit another person, didn't go recruit anybody. You still have a 30% value. And I like what our Diamond Ali Yassin says, is that's an asset. That means you get to control an asset. Go ahead, Ali. You get to control an asset. It's critical. So it's the way you look at money. And see, you gotta get the happiness in your heart, in your business, in your heart, about everything I'm talking about. You have to literally be like, man, this is awesome. I get to ask people for money so that I give them a chance to be able to get their financial future in order. Without me, their chances of financial success are drastically reduced because there's no guarantee anybody else will ever ask them to get in the business. You know, most of us think that all these people know about network marketing, man. Hardly anybody knows about network marketing. Trust me. They don't know. I ask people all the time, you ever heard of network marketing? Maybe 1 out of 10 will say, oh, yeah. 9 out of 10 will go, they give me a confused look on their face. You know, it's because we're in it, all of a sudden people think everybody else knows about it. No, they don't. No, they don't. So it's important, it's critical for each and every person that's listening to me to understand this day has changed everything. I'm going to ask at least 4 people for money every single day. And can you do that? Is that possible? What does that come down to? Asking 4 people for money every day. Tell me what that really comes down to. It comes down to effort. It comes down to desire to want to. And I'm telling you, save your money, save your time, save your hopes and your desires of becoming financially free. If you don't have reserves in your heart, I'm going to ask 4 people a day to get in this business. I'm going to ask them, hey, I'm going to show them the business, and I'm going to ask them. Now, does that mean I got to have 4 separate appointments? Maybe. Or would it be easier to get 4 people in one presentation? It'd be easier. To spend the same time and get 4 times the work done. But that's up to you, how you want to go do it. But however you do it, if you want financial freedom, I'm giving you extremely sound, educated advice. You better ask at least 4 people a day, 5 days a week. So that should be an average of 20 people every single week that you said and you asked, hey, where do you see yourself getting started with this business? Now, guess what's going to happen? Most of the people are going to tell you they don't want to get started. They can't afford it, or whatever the excuse is. It's okay. It doesn't matter. You don't need everybody. You just need some of them to. And some of them will, regardless of how bad of a job you do, if you just consistently ask 4 people a day for money, it typically works out. Even if you're terrible, you typically will get at least 10%. Why? Law of averages. That's all it's about. It's about law of averages. And you just got to get good, kids. Hey, that 10% rule is going to kick in on law of averages if you do what? This is me studying the law of averages specifically for network marketing. I study law of averages in professional baseball and in baseball coming up. See, I figured out that if I went up there and I swung the bat, first of all, I went to play. I got in the game. I got at the plate and I swung, right? I would get hit around 30 to 35% of the time on average. That's how it work out. And in baseball, they'll want to pay you millions to do that, if you do that. And in network marketing, companies will end up paying you millions if you get that good at that and duplicate that in your team. So that means you're going to fail more times than not. And what most people focus on in this industry is the failure. And it's just ridiculously wasted energy. You got to know what you got to really get great at the numbers, becoming a law of average faster. That's what I will help you do for a fact. If you hang out with these trainings enough, you're going to become it. Because you're going to notice, the more and more you get around me, you're going to notice I'm completely unaffected by people that say no. It doesn't bother me. I don't spend time thinking about it. It's just that's what's supposed to happen. Most people are not going to join. And we don't need everybody. We need some to. So if you get passionate about asking 4 people a day for money, and then you think of it this way, people say, how long do I need to do that, Jake? I say 18 months. And you should be staring. You should either have achieved it or be staring financial freedom right in the face. If you just show the plan, means present the opportunity, and then at the end of it say, hey, I see, hopefully I've done a good enough job explaining this to you now. Where would you see yourself getting started? Option A, B, C, or D. If you just do that over and over, X amount of people are going to just pick one, no matter what is going to happen. Now, more people are going to pick one, the better your skills are, the better you are at presenting. But if you at least just present and ask, write those words down. Present and ask. That's your 2 words. Present and ask. X amount of people will join. And then what will happen is the more you present and the more you ask, your skills will go up. You will get better because you will have been practicing and you would have been striving and you would have been working. And with those things comes rewards. That's how it works in life. But if you don't present and you don't ask, what does it say? You shall not receive. Have you ever heard the saying, you have not because you ask not? My goodness. How true is that for network marketing? You have not because you ask not. That's it. Some of you are wondering, well, how come my business ain't growing? Listen to me. It's not growing because you don't ask enough. And then say what? Specifically for money to get in this business. I'm simplifying this whole deal for you. I'm cutting out all the corners. I'm getting rid of all the trees. And I'm giving you a straight path. And it's narrow, by the way, that you need to go through. It's called present and ask. You want financial freedom? 4 times a day. You want to replace your job? 2 times a day, 5 days a week, 6 months. You should be in position to not have a job anymore. Because the law of averages will typically kick in. Not for everybody, but it should for you. Because there's some external factors here regarding what's your attitude when it comes to presenting and asking. If your attitude is you're just going through, oh, I was going to do this, see what happens, you're not going to do it. That's why you have to have a great presence of expectation, an attitude. That's why I led this call off with it. Expect more. I love our slogan, become more. So this is beautiful, what we're talking about here tonight. So 2 times a day, 5 days a week. Now, who can do that? Everybody. Who can do 4? Everybody. Who will do it? Some. Who will get financial freedom? Some. Who will get to get rid of their jobs? Some. Who will just supplement and try out the industry? Most. Instead of saying some on getting rich and getting free, a few. That's how it works out. Now, here's your assignment. This is your multi-million-dollar assignment. Just do this, and let's watch who you become. Don't get distracted. Don't forget. Don't let stuff get in your way. You're here listening. That's why I say the 4 steps of success is pay attention to the training. You got to pay attention. Pay attention to the training. It means you got to pay. Pay means effort. Here's what I want you to do. 100 people as fast as possible. Ask them for money. I want you to personally ask 100 people for money as fast as possible. I want you to track it. I want you to get a sheet, write down everybody that you're prospecting, everybody you're showing the plan to, and ask 100. When you're done with your 100, then I want you to contact. Just go to Facebook. Go over to facebook.com/J Noland. Inbox me. Go up down my 100. Here we're at. This is where I'm at. This is the results. I want you to track it. I want you to go talk to, present to 100 people, ask 100 people for money. That's the first price you really need to pay towards becoming a millionaire with this company. So people want specific instructions. They want to know specifically what to do. You're going to show our opportunity. Use our PowerPoints. Use our flip charts. Use all the different tools we got. Show it, but then give people an option to start A, B, C, or D. I told you the packs how I show them. You can choose how you want to show them, but they need to be something like that. You got it? And then track and see what happens. Now, some people are going to say, they're just going to pick one. They go, I'll do that one. Don't be surprised because it's going to happen sometimes. They say, well, I'll take that one. When they pick one, you just say, which credit card you want to use? And then you take the payment and you go ahead and put the order in and get it done. You don't hold on to the order. You don't say, I'm going to put it in later. When somebody says, I'm ready to go, you got to make sure that order goes in now. It's another death of momentum thing I've watched in the industry. People say, I'm ready to go, and then they don't put the order in immediately. There's nothing more important than you can do. You don't need to go nowhere else. You need to stop and get to a computer, which a lot of us have smartphones. We can do it right there. Put that order in. Get the order in. Because once you ask for money, then you got to process it. Now, there's going to be a few people say, yes, I want to pick that. There's going to be other people who say, well, I got some questions, or I need to think about it. We're going to start doing training on how to deal with those people. Right? Right now, it's pretty simple. They got questions, answer them. Well, how does the comp plan work? I need a little more about the product. Give them the information. Say, okay, once I show you how the comp plan works, if you see it, it makes sense, you'll be ready to get started then, won't you? Great. Once you get information about the product and you see your satisfaction, you'll be ready to get started then, won't you? Yeah. Okay. And I always ask people, what is it all that you need to need? I mean, what is it all that you need to see in order to make a decision? Because nothing happens in life without a decision. So you can think about all you want, but you got to make a decision. And next thing you know, man, by just kind of educating people's brain a little bit like that, showing them, hey, the road to success through making common sense. See, that's where I'm talking about your skills developing higher. See, I know how to respond to people. I know how to handle objections because I asked so many people for money, and I was so adamant about getting some. I expected to get some because my mentors told me this is the law of averages. So you need some people going to say yes. And then when they didn't, I had to figure out, well, what would make them say yes more? Then I worked on that. This is what's so awesome about it. You can end up learning, believe it or not, even you, for those of you who think, my goodness, I got to get good at this. Yes. Even those of you who think you might not have the personality, you're going to become awesome by just doing this over and over again, and it starts with 100. How long is it going to take you to ask 100 new people for money to get in this business? How long is it going to take you to show me a list? That's really my challenge on this phone tonight. I'm talking to everybody specifically. This is not just a general call. If you're on this call, I'm talking to you specifically. I'm asking you, how long is it going to take you to show me that you have asked 100 people for money and here's the result? To where you literally can go, okay, Jay, here is the name of the person and here's the result. For example, this person is saying it would be Pam Smith, right? And Pam works at this place, and then here's the note. The gold pack, bronze pack, builder's pack, basic pack, preferred customer, retail customer. Didn't do any of the above. Give me 100 of those to see what happens. And I'm gonna tell you something. We will create a steamroll of momentum that this industry is not even seeing. Because nobody's really teaching this in network marketing. They're not teaching it that way. They're beating around the bush and they're talking about this and that and all the stuff with this and all the stuff with that, and all the stuff is great. But what gets momentum is people getting in the business, people buying the product. You gotta be doing one of the two things. All we do is we sell products and recruit other people to sell products. That's the only way that momentum goes up, sales goes up, or checks go up. You got to be asking those things. Or those things have to be happening. Hopefully this training has helped you out to really get down in your spirit. You got to have some fun. Don't y'all notice when I do events, for those who come to events, we have a blast. You laugh like you never laughed before. Why? We're having fun. Wow, we're getting great. Don't you see me having fun with this thing, having a blast? And then I got to convey crystal clear information. I say it, but I'm having fun at the same time, man. I'm over here. I almost want to just fall on the floor, rolling laughter, because I'm going, everybody thinks this is business mystery about how to build millions of dollars of momentum in this industry. It's not. Is you got to become a professional at asking people for money. And you got to get 50 people on your team. I'll go over it one day in detail. Asking at least 4 people for money 5 days a week. How fast can you get 50 other people on your team? Doesn't have to be direct. Different legs of people that have other people, and all of you know you're part of the Getting Wealthy Club, which means we know it. If somebody in Rain says, hey, I'm going for financial freedom, the next code when you hear that is that person must be asking 4 people a day minimum to get in the business. They must be asking 4 people every day, minimum 5 days a week for money. That's the code. You tell me you want financial freedom, first thing I'm thinking about. That means you're asking at least 4. So I'm going to start asking people, how many people today did you ask for money to get in this business? You tell me 1, I'm going to say, then you're on a supplemental income plan. You tell me 2, well, you're on the replace. You're trying not just to have a job. You're not talking about getting rich. You tell me 3, you're still dealing with the job. You tell me 4 or more, I say, oh, you are looking to get rich in this business. That's simple. And you do it for 18 months. Now, is that too really big of a price to pay? Is that like a large, hard thing to do? Out of all the hard things to do in life, you know how hard it is for people to dig ditches? You know how hard it is for people that go in rush hour traffic for 40 years and go work at a job that they don't want to be at, answer to a boss they don't want to, always having somebody else tell them what to do, when they got to be at work, when they can take breaks, when they can go home, when they can go on vacation. 40 years of that. That's hard. 18 months of just asking 4 people a day for money is not hard. It's a discipline. It's a want to. It's something that is a structure that I'm putting in this company to say, look, this is what you need to do. So rather than you guessing, you don't have to guess anymore. I'm an expert. I'm documented. Period. You don't have to guess. I'm telling you. I help create a lot of million dollar earners. Guess what? Guess what they do? They ask at least 4 people a day for money. Them and they got many people on their team to do it, at least 50. There you go. There's your training for this week. Now, on Wednesday, everybody ready for this? It's a big deal, man. First time I've done it. This Wednesday, I'm doing an opportunity webinar. I'm utilizing my PowerPoint that I created. Some of you have seen it. And everybody that has seen it has loved it and wants it, and you're about to get it in the field soon. But I'm going to do it right away, starting Wednesday. So be looking for the email coming out from corporate. And if I were you, I would get everybody I could possibly think of on that webinar. Because it's going to be me closing the way I would typically close volume if I was sitting down with somebody. The only thing is I can't just specifically personalize it to them, but it's going to come as close as possible to that. So if I were you, I'd get as many people geared up, man. I think it's going to be at 8 o'clock Utah time, Mountain time. We'll get that confirmed. But, man, hey, it might be early. I don't know. Just hang on. But just know it's Wednesday evening. You need to start getting your prospects ready. Now, what should you do? What will be a good way to ask 4 people for money? What if you had 4 people on the webinar? I'm going to ask them for money. I'm telling you right now. That would be your 4. All you would then have to do is go, hey, what is it you want to do? You just follow up with it. Where did you see yourself getting started? And then document it. And you need to ask 100. So you can start getting a big jump on it on Wednesday on that webinar. Get towards that 100. And my final question to you on this call is, how long is it going to take you to document to me where you asked 100 people for money to get started in this business? How long is it going to take you? And guess what? Those that are going to do it the fastest, they don't have any guilt. They know in their heart who they are. They know what they got is a great thing. Those of you that take the longest is because you are hung up on stuff that's irrelevant. You're shy and all that stuff. You got to stop it. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. You just get confirmation. 8 o'clock on Wednesday, 8 p.m., and that is Utah time. It will be on the calendar, on the rain calendar in about 10 or 15 minutes for you to be able to register. Limited seats. You want to get as many of your people registered to see that webinar as possible. And again, how long is it going to take you to get 100 people to make a decision about rain? It means you ask them for money. You didn't just talk about this or that. You show them what we do, and then you say, hey, where would you like to get started? And then you start learning how to deal with it from there. But X amount of people are going to say yes. Got it? Great call. Great information. And this is the best part. Great you. You're great. Now go act like who you really are, which is great. I'll catch you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
The moderator has left the conference. The conference is now completed.